What up, Jippers? Today we're going to be taking a look at Population Zero, a new survival MMO game that will supposedly allow hundreds of players to fight and survive together on a huge, rich and varied alien world. There's a lot about this particular game that reminds me of another game that I freaking love, and I think some of you do too, but there is also a lot here that's very, very different to what I usually go for in a video game. So let's break it down and talk about why I'm excited to see this game as it develops. So, the developers Nplex Games are a new Moscow-based game studio of about 40 people on a mission to create new, futuristic worlds that have never been explored before. So far, so good. They seem to be pretty excited to create games that focus heavily on what they see as future technology. The type of stuff that might exist in a few hundred years, but is currently just a sci-fi dream. On their studio page, they say, "We are dreamers and engineers, and we want to build better games with meaning and great emotional response." I like a lot of what I see and read from these devs, but I feel like we should start off with some key info and the less exciting stuff for me personally. So straight off the bat, let me just say, this game is pretty much your standard crafting, survival and exploration type deal. At its core, that's what it is. Think Ark, No Man's Sky, Subnautica, Rust, Conan. It's that kind of game. It is an MMO, it should allow hundreds of players to all play together at one time and create huge clans and go out exploring and crafting or even hunting other players or other clans. And the game does have a full looting system in the PvP, so you will be able to kill somebody and steal all of their stuff. And all of that is really freaking great for MMO fans out there, but for me personally, that's not the side of things that really interests me, that's not what grabs me, and that's not why I'm excited about this game. But stay with me, because there is a lot about this game that does have me pretty freaking hyped. And actually, I did love RuneScape back in the day, so who knows, maybe my MMO time is back. If after what I've just said you're about to tune out, wait just 1 second. The devs have already made it clear that player feedback is huge for them and that they will create PvE servers if that's something that people want. Based on that statement alone, I'm pretty confident that PvE options are going to be added to the game. Even if it's not straight away when the game launches, it sounds like they're already thinking about that as an option, and it's obvious that there are going to be at least some people that want that. That want an experience where they can go in as a lone wolf or puppy, whatever, and not have to worry about griefing from other players. So I'm fairly sure that will come at some point too. So if that was what was having you worried, don't worry too much. Now, the game will have a full storyline and quest system, loads of RPG elements, things like character progression, skill trees, tech trees, raids, guild and faction systems to really bolster the MMO aspects. There's a whole ton of that stuff there that you'd expect to see, that you'd want to see. It's all in here and it all sounds good. The game is going to be set on one huge planet, and I mean freaking ginormous. The planet will have tons of variety and different types of biomes. And yes, I'm sure as with any huge open world game, there are probably also going to be areas that are less interesting or a bit samey, like huge forests or deserts that look a little bit repetitive. But there's also hopefully going to be tons of super interesting areas and little secrets to go and explore. How well they pull off this planet, for me, is 100% going to be the thing that makes or breaks this game. And I have to say, based on what I've seen so far, it does look like they're leaning towards the great side of things. So yeah, I am excited. Now, onto the actual world in question. Here's the dev's little blurb on the Savage Planet. The events of Population Zero take place on an alien planet truly unknown. You must discover how this world will defend itself against any invader. Player skill is matched against the whole world. Creatures new and unimaginable await around every turn. They will become new resources for the player, but deadly enemies. Hunting and gathering come at a price, as the planet's biorhythms are balanced and unique. Players must keep track of themselves, as well as others in the game when interacting with all forms of life. So not only does the world and how they're describing it in the game sound really interesting, but the aesthetic style that they seem to be aiming for with Population Zero is exceptionally beautiful. The developers have been influenced by classic sci-fi from the likes of Asimov and it shows. The game has that vibrant, out of this world look and feel with bright colours, similar to what we see in No Man's Sky or Starlink Battle for Atlas. It's an artistic and interesting look rather than the more realistic and gritty type of vibe that many open world games go for these days. And that is the first thing that really sucked me in with this game. The world looks like a world that I need to run around in and explore, to experience. It's all being handcrafted with the level design and development teams working hand in hand with the artists throughout the entire process to really bring that world to life and make it an interesting world to explore. Crafting is another big part of this game that I've only briefly touched on in this video so far, but I can certainly say that from the pre-alpha footage that's out there at the moment, which the team have already stressed heavily is still very much a work in progress, the scale that players are going to be able to build at looks insane. And one of the really cool things they've talked about, which I did enjoy, was that they themselves had a bit of frustration when it comes to the way that modular crafting in this type of game usually works. Place a tile on a flat square, it takes up exactly one perfect little square on the floor, and then place your other little perfect squares all around it to build your samey looking buildings. And so on and so on. The plan for Population 0 is to allow players a lot more freedom with the shape and placement of the various building blocks. So it's going to be similar type of crafting to what you see in games like Ark, but you can also have curved corners, uneven surfaces, slopes, and odd little quirks and things to your builds, which is quite a small detail, but one that I think is pretty neat. It'll be cool to see what kind of things players build in these colourful, exotic, and alien biomes, especially the bigger groups and guilds of players as they build like massive settlements and things. I'm definitely excited about that particular aspect. Now, the game is built in Unity and it's currently running in pre-alpha with player testers feeding heavily into the development. And it certainly looks like the devs are incredibly active, dropping regular patches and updates as well as developer news, stories, blog posts on the website and forum, which for a game like this is very, very reassuring. There have been an absolute ton of games that look and feel a bit like this, that have that crazy potential, and then they just die in development and never see the light of day, or they come out in a terrible state and then they're just dropped pretty soon after. It doesn't look like that's what's going to happen with this game. And of course, if the game does look like something that you are into, then make sure you spread the word, share this video, tell everyone about this game, follow the devs, follow the game as it's being developed, and don't let it go under the radar. That's the kind of thing that's going to help make sure they're able to continue supporting this game and give it regular updates and new content and actually make it as good as it could be. And now to finish off, let's take a quick glance at the developer summary explaining from their perspective who you are in the game and what you do in Population 0. Explore a unique world. You are one of the colonists from the lost ship. Together with hundreds of other players, you will find yourself on the surface of an unknown and mysterious planet. You will explore new territories in search of traces of ancient civilizations and amazing places. Searching for clues, you'll find out lore about the past, present, and even the future of the planet you now call your home. Studying the world that opens in front of your eyes, you will plunge into the atmospheric whirlpool of events, as if descended from the pages of a classic sci-fi novel. Exploration is a key component for our players. So get out there and discover this new world, colonists. And that is Population 0, and that is also why I am excited to explore this one. Until next time, Jippers, take care of yourselves, and peace. Just want to give a very big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. It honestly feels freaking amazing to know that there are people out there that believe in what I do and think it's good enough to support me that extra step. So a huge thank you to Anakey, Dale from the Atlas Hub, David D, DeadDerezzer, Forgotten Stoner, Heath, Husband Vader, Jeremy J, Johannes A, Jtecnique, Kyle Culver, Lukash M, Foraday, Madeline J, Malindog, Mark F, Mark D, Mingrui, Neil B, NTB, Ongrad, Autumn Long, Paul Lawson, Rasmus K, Russell H, Shirokumajelly, Wise Gek G, the Golden Gek, the Portrait Dude, Todd C, Todd H, TyTheBlazer, Vanella, and Varuna. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much.